There have been 9 classic Mega Man titles released over the years, 10 if you count Rockman and Forte, making for nearly 80 Robot Master bosses. Obviously, with this many Robot Masters, some designs are better than others. But which 10 Robot Master designs are the best? Well, I have put together a list of the top 10 best Robot Masters in the classic Mega Man franchise. Starting off the list at number 10, we have Nightman from Mega Man 6. He's definitely the coolest looking Robot Master in this title. I found the Robot Masters in Mega Man 6 to generally be quite lame, although Nightman is definitely an exception. I mean, Centaur Man, Plant Man, Yamato Man? What the heck does Yamato even mean? Nightman is actually quite a relief from all that. He looks really cool, he's got a mace, and his level theme is pretty sweet. It's really upbeat and medieval sounding, especially the complete works arrangement. Next, at number 9, we have Starman from Mega Man 5, not to be confused with the Starman from the Super Mario series. Let me start by saying that he's got a pretty sweet look. I really like his black and gold tan color scheme. It's not one that's common amongst Mega Man Robot Masters. I mean, come on, how many blue Robot Masters have there been? Not including Mega Man himself. I think about half the Robot Masters in Mega Man 3 alone were blue. So Starman's color scheme is a really nice change. He also uses his stars as a barrier and a weapon, which is pretty cool. His stage music is really cool and spacey sounding, and his level is pretty fun with the low gravity. At number 8, we have Tengu Man from Mega Man 8 and Rockman and Forte. I mainly know him from Mega Man 8, although I've read that he's not much different in Rockman and Forte. To me, Tengu Man looks like a mighty sky warrior. He reminds me a lot of Storm Eagle in Mega Man X, who I always thought was a really cool maverick. Tengu Man himself actually looks quite a bit like a bird. He's also got a big fan blade that he uses as a weapon, and it looks like a giant ninja star. Very cool. His stage music is really nice in Rockman and Forte. It's mediocre in the PlayStation release of Mega Man 8, but his music owns in the Saturn version. It's too bad they didn't use it in both releases of Mega Man 8. Taking the spot at number 7 is Metal Man from Mega Man 2. Mega Man 2 had quite a few cool Robot Masters like Crash Man and Click Man, but Metal Man takes the cake. He looks pretty cool. His color scheme of red, black, and yellow is a fairly common one amongst Mega Man Robot Masters, but it's a good looking one. Red and black are my favorite colors, and it looks pretty good with the yellow thrown in there as well. He has a metal blade on his forehead, which also looks pretty cool. He kinda looks like those things stereotypical doctors have. His stage is pretty fun, and his music is pretty cool. And as if that's not enough, he shoots metal blades! I mean, look at some of the other Robot Masters weapons in Mega Man 2. Bubbles? Leaves? What kind of crap weapons are those? Metal blades, on the other hand, are capable of doing serious damage. The number 6 spot goes to Skullman from Mega Man 4. Although Skullman's black and white look lacks color, it works really well for him, making him look quite sinister, which really suits his character. His attacks lack a bit of originality as they look a lot like Mega Buster shots, but Skullman can also make a barrier out of, you guessed it, skulls. It sure beats making a barrier out of leaves or flower petals like Woodman and Plant Man. He's also got a very cool stage which looks a lot like a prehistoric dinosaur boneyard. Who doesn't love dinosaurs? And for a game whose soundtrack I thought was generally one of the weaker ones in the series, the stage music is pretty sweet, especially the complete works arrangement. Probably the best Robot Master stage theme in Mega Man 4. At number 5, we have one of the most classic and remembered Robot Masters from the Mega Man series, Gutsman from Mega Man 1. Gutsman is often regarded as the series symbol of brute strength and raw power. Many big strong Robot Masters that appeared later in the series, like Stone Man in Mega Man 5 and Concrete Man in Mega Man 9, have been compared to Gutsman, pointing out similarity in strength and stature. Gutsman was most definitely a trendsetter in the Mega Man series. He was also one of the first Robot Masters to have the common color scheme of red, black, and yellow, which I mentioned earlier. His stage music is hands down the best in Mega Man 1 and one of my favorites in the whole series. And when it was remade for the Mega Man Power Battle series in the arcades, I was absolutely blown away. My only beef with the Gutsman is his name. His name doesn't make much sense. The only significance I can think of is that with his strength and power, he probably has the guts to take on anyone. Next, at spot number 4, is a common favorite in the series, Shadow Man from Mega Man 3. Shadow Man is one of the several blue Robot Masters in Mega Man 3 in itself, let alone the entire series, but very unique in his design nonetheless. Shadow Man is very ninja-like in his speed and agility, as well as his quick attacks of throwing ninja stars, or as they're called in Mega Man 3, Shadow Blades. Now who doesn't love ninjas? He's also got a very cool volcanic stage, and his stage music fits perfectly into Mega Man 3, which was one of the best soundtracks in the series, Shadow Man's theme being no exception. However, Mega Man 3 has several really cool Robot Masters, and Shadow Man is only the first. Taking a spot at number 3 is Snake Man, also from Mega Man 3. Snake Man has one of the coolest costumes in the series. His costume of a green snake body with a black suit underneath and white gloves and boots is really cool, and I'd say that Snake Man is one of the few Robot Masters whose 8-bit sprite really does his design justice. I mentioned before that red, black, and yellow combination, as well as blue, are common color schemes for Mega Man Robot Masters, but Snake Man's scheme of green, black, and white is very unique. Snake Man also has a very unique attack of shooting snakes that run across the ground. This weapon idea was used later in Mega Man X4 and 5 for Jet Stingray's Ground Hunter and Doug McClellan's Goose Shaver. Snake Man's also got a really cool stage, and his stage music is definitely one of the better songs in Mega Man 3. And as if that's not enough, Snake Man is one tough boss. At spot number 2, we have yet another Robot Master from Mega Man 3, Gemini Man, who I have to say is possibly the most original Robot Master of them all. For those of you who don't know, the Zodiac Gemini is a pair of twins, so Gemini Man's signature ability is the ability to make two of himself. Let's face it, how many Ice Robot Masters or Fire Robot Masters have there been? But throughout the classic Mega Man franchise, there's never been another Robot Master with Gemini Man's ability to make two of himself. The only other boss I've seen in any Mega Man game with the ability to copy himself is Split Mushroom in Mega Man X4, but even then, most of their attacks are very different. I think it's quite safe to say that there is no one like Gemini Man. Gemini Man has a very cool icy looking costume, and his stage looks very Ice Cave-like, which suits his character a lot. His stage music I definitely wouldn't say is the best in the game, but it suits Gemini Man and his stage really well. Gemini Man, there is no one like you. So, you've seen 9 out of 10 best Robot Masters in the series, but who's the best of the best? Well, my pick for the number 1 Robot Master in the series is Turbo Man from Mega Man 7. I've always loved Turbo Man's Speed Racer look, which is absolutely perfect for his character. With Mega Man now in 16-bit, Capcom was able to design their Robot Master sprites with a lot more detail than before, and Turbo Man's sprite does him justice really nicely. I also really love his stage, which is an abandoned highway. It looks really nice and reminds me a lot of going on road trips. His stage music is also one of my favorites in Mega Man 7, which I generally thought had a great soundtrack. Turbo Man also has some pretty sweet moves. One of his main moves is his Scorch Wheel, in which he shoots a circle of 4 fireballs. I really like how Capcom was able to make a Robot Master who had fire attacks without actually making him a fire-themed Robot Master, because let's face it, with Fireman in Mega Man 1, Heat Man in Mega Man 2, Flame Man in Mega Man 6, and later Magma Man in Mega Man 9, there have been enough fire-themed Robot Masters in the series. But Capcom was able to make a Robot Master who attacks with fire while still making him quite unique. He's also got great speed, hence the name Turbo Man, and he's a formidable adversary, and as if that's not enough, he can transform into a race car. Well, there you have it, the top 10 Robot Masters in the Mega Man franchise. Please feel free to rate and comment, and keep an eye out both here and on VG Music for more of my stuff. This is King Meteor, signing off.